Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I'm so glad you stopped by because today is an exciting day because we're going to harvest the sweet potato bed. See, I'm so excited. So, I was out here 2 or 3 days ago and I called myself like just testing to see if they were ready. And it's always like this. So, you know, I'm hype, but I hope my hype stay, right? I pulled out one. I went over there to check the sweet potato bed. And the roots were kind of like up on the ground. And I could see a sweet potato poking through. And I pulled it up and y'all, it was huge. I should have brought it down here. It's at the house. I meant to bring it down here. And then my husband, he got nosy. He was like, well, let me see what else is down here. And I'm like, no. I got to get this on camera. But he went to the same root and got like 3 more. One was like skinny like that, you know, thin and skinny. But the other 2 were very nice size. The first one was like huge. And the other 2 are like medium size. Like what would you would find in the grocery store. But y'all, that's good. That is good. That's promising. So for those that are new, let me tell you about my sweet potato journey. Let me tell you where I live so you can see why I'm hyped. But y'all, anytime it's like harvest day, I mean, it's a reason to be hyped. But potato harvests are like little treasures, right? It's like you in the ground, you don't know what's under there. When you pull it out, it's like, woo! I mean, the other stuff, like you can see, like you see the tomatoes and you're excited about that, but it's not a surprise, right? You've seen it take shape. You can see the size that it is already. You see the little blush and you're like, oh, this is great. But when the stuff underground, like carrots and potatoes and garlic and onions, you're like, I don't know about you, but it's like, it's a whole nother level of hypeness, another level of excitement. Y'all gotta get my words out. Okay. Calm down. So I am in Tennessee. I'm in zone 7A. This is 3rd year growing sweet potatoes. First year was like one of my first videos that I did or whatever. And it got a lot of views because I was talking about my sweet potatoes. And I got a lot of little bitty ones. And I got a couple of big ones. But most of them were small. But I was excited about my first sweet potato harvest. Let me tell you. If you didn't see that video, go back to the beginning. And it's there. It's like right near the beginning when I started my YouTube channel. Then last year, so the first year I did Beauregard. Second year I did Beauregard. And then I caught myself buying some slips from Urban Farmer, Georgia Jet. No. So last year, I didn't like the Georgia Jets at all. And I got pretty much, it was a lot of potatoes, but a lot of them were small. And the Georgia Jets were like thin and slender. Versus the Beauregards are more of like an oval shape, like a potato that you buy out of the store. Sweet potato, yam, whatever you want to call it, that you buy out of the store. Right? Now, the first year I did my harvest, in 21, like I said, I got a lot of little ones and a big one. I did not keep them in the ground long enough. I think I want to say I harvested them like mid-August or whatever. And then over the next year, I did some research, all that, and I found out that you need to leave them in there at least 100 to 120 days, right? So did that for next year, which was last year. I left them in there longer, but the kind that I grew and the spacing was off. So I got a lot of little big ones. So let me tell you what I did different this year. This year I went back to Beauregard. I bought slips from like one of the big box stores, Home Depot. And that's the only kind I planted. And I only planted 17 plants. Right? And so instead I really paid attention to my spacing. Like as before, I probably planted like 25 to 30 plants. Right? So my spacing was not as wide, which means I got smaller potatoes. So I'm curious to see if planting less gave me bigger potatoes. Now, I pulled out the first one before, the last 2 years, and the first one, I don't know why the first one I pull out be like big, and then everything else be like, okay, all right. And again, I'm not complaining, just want to kind of bring you forward to where I am today. And the message, one of the messages that I want to show you and tell you and just encourage you is that this is my 3rd year. I don't know what we're going to find, but whatever we find, I believe it's going to be different than what I had 2 years ago. because I've adapted some things, I've changed some things and all of that. So let's stop talking and let's get to it, okay? So let us grab a basket and some snips, because we're gonna snip the vines. Oh, let me back up. So I was gonna leave my sweet potatoes in here a couple of more weeks because the 100 days was 3 days ago. So they're like 103 days. So now I'm just getting antsy because I've already picked one and I saw the size. I'm like, they're ready, they're ready, they're ready. But I'm like, should I leave them in there 2 more weeks? Let's just pick and see what we get. Y'all, these vines are everywhere. Everywhere. So I'm gonna clip some of these vines. I don't know, y'all. Now I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nervous. See, that looks like one that's together. Okay, I thought I'd show you where we are. Let me just tell you, so far, my potatoes are bigger. So it seemed like my plan worked. Look at that one, big. That's a very nice size. I got some thin, slender ones. One thing about potatoes, you see I have like my tray, I'm just like doing it around the dirt, but I'm trying to be careful because the potatoes need to cure. Now you can eat them just like this, but if you want to store them, which I do, like look, good size, good size. If you want to store them, you need to let them cure and let their skins toughen up. And then that way they can go into storage. But because the skin is so thin right now, they can be easily bruised. Can you see that? Let's see. Like right there. You can see that? That's from my, before I had on gloves, that was like just my fingernail, like kind of going across it as I was pulling it up. And then one of the ones I did with the trowel, I forgot that the skins are really thin. Now, can you eat them straight from the ground? You can. But if you want them to be in long-term storage, you need to let them cure. And that means putting them in like a dry, cool place for a couple of weeks. And you'll notice when you go out there, after a couple of weeks, the skin will be much tougher. It won't do that what it just did. The other thing with potatoes is like looking for a treasure. Like, I'm trying to take my time to make sure I get them all, because some of them are like really, really deep in the raised bed. The ones on the surface attached to the root I've been getting, but the ones that's deep down, I found a couple that way that I'm like, oh, I'm glad I checked. Normally my husband does this part. You know, he loves doing this, but we're dividing and conquering today. He's trying to get something else done. So we're probably halfway through the bed. So far, I'm feeling good that these are definitely bigger than before. So this is what we have so far. So I would say this is about halfway full, maybe 60%. So let's keep going. Okay, y'all, it is done. I think I got every potato that was in that bed. I say that every year. And then when I get ready to flip the bed and amend it, I'll find like 1 or 2 more. But I tried to dig down as much as I could, turn it over, and see if there was anything left. I see like some bugs in this bed. I saw that last year. I don't know what kind of bugs these are. Like little gray bugs. They don't seem to have affected the sweet potatoes. So y'all, let me show you my harvest. I'm very proud. After 3 years, we're making progress after progress. This whole basket is full. This is how big this bushel is. But I want to show you how my potatoes look. Now, I don't know how you keep it from getting a weird shape. If you know, let me know. Maybe that's a watering issue. I don't know. But y'all, do you see this? Most of them are, I would say 80% of these are a good size. 80%. Look at that. Look at this. Do y'all see this? I have the ones that are not this size are probably like this, or the skinny kind, like something like that. Still edible, just not as big. But 80% of them are this size. Y'all, that is vastly different than what I did last year and the year before that. If you don't believe me, go back to my videos and see. I want to encourage you, don't give up. Don't give up, especially if it's a vegetable that you like. And I love me some sweet potatoes. I might make me some sweet potato fries, because guess what? Your girl got a French fry maker. I've had it. I hadn't showed y'all, but I've had it for, let's see, 4 months? No. How long have I had that? Let me see. I've had it at least 6 or 7 months. I haven't used it yet, but I have it. Because I was going to make French fries for my potatoes. I didn't have enough Yukon Gold potatoes to make French fries. But I may make me some sweet potato fries. Yes, indeed. And a lot of baked sweet potatoes. And all this thing is heavy in my future. So proud. So very proud. So I definitely think that planting less gave me bigger potatoes. They were not nearly as crowded. I did 17 plants. I think it was 17. If it wasn't 17, it was 15, but I think it was 17. And I did a video of when I planted these, and I told y'all exactly what I was doing. And it looked not bare, but it looked definitely more bare than it normally does when I first planted them from when I had planted sweet potatoes before. And I'm thinking, that's not a lot. I can, you know, because you know, as a gardener, you're like, let me see if I can get one more. Let me get another one in there. But I was determined. I was like, nope, let me just do this right here and see what happens. I got bigger potatoes. I got bigger potatoes, and I let them stay in longer. I let them stay in at least 100 days. Now, could I have let them stay in 120? I can, but y'all, it ain't gotta get much bigger than this for me. Do you see that? Y'all, so excited. So, thank you for joining me on my 3rd sweet potato harvest. I've waited 100 days for this, and I'm very excited and proud. And this is just from one raised bed, right? I'm gonna let these cure. We'll put them in the root cellar for long-term storage, and we'll be pulling sweet potatoes like we'll have them for Thanksgiving, for sweet potato pie, baked sweet potatoes. I keep pulling this one because it's like my favorite. We may make some sweet potato fries, who knows? But do we have enough for a year? I think if we don't have enough for a year until September this time, then I think we can definitely make it to March or so. Definitely. And again, we don't eat sweet potatoes. I probably eat them maybe once a month, so we don't eat them a ton. And probably if I had them more, I probably would eat them more because they would be like right there, or whatever. But I'm you know, if this does not last me the whole year, it was just one raised bed, and I know I'll see how long it lasts, because this is the first time I've really had them of decent size. I've had a lot of little small ones, so you take a lot of little small ones and they make, you know, a meal or so. So they definitely haven't lasted the whole year. They probably hadn't even lasted no more than 6 months. So yeah, then these you know, March would be 6 months. So yeah, these will last longer than March. we'll see. We'll see. But I'm glad about it. Again, I want to encourage you. If something doesn't go right the first year you grow it, do your research. Find out why it didn't grow. It could have been your seed. It could have been you. It could have been your conditions. It could have been the soil. It could have been a lot of things. Don't give up, especially if it's a vegetable that you like. Now, like Swiss chard, your girl ain't gonna put that much effort into Swiss chard because I don't like it like that. I tried it. I don't like it. It tastes like earth. I don't want to taste it. So I'm not gonna put a lot of effort, but I didn't have any problems growing Swiss chard either. It was beautiful. It grew just fine. But my point is, if it's something that you know you and your family likes, and you spend money at the grocery store, we don't give up on the grocery store, then don't give up on your gardening skills. I'm just here to show you every year, every season, you get better and better and better. And this is proof. So watch out. Next year's sweet potato harvest, watch out. But I'm going to enjoy this right here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And every single time you tune in and you come look for my videos and you leave me a comment and you heart, I appreciate it. If you like what you're seeing on my channel, you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. I would love to have you as a part of the community. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.